Good day to our lecturer, Muhammad Saiz. So today, me and my team members are going to present for our final project. So here me is Nora Shikin binti Ahmad David, and my members are Brittany Vine and Nur Faizli. So I'll be moving on to the next presenter to present for their part.
Okay, my name is Nur Faizli and I am going to present the introduction. So our final project is reading and writing through the local culture module. So the overview of this courseware project is introduces a Form 2 learning module titled Reading and Writing Through Local Culture, and it is aligned with the KSSM from English language curriculum and focuses on the strengthening the reading and writing skills using the content of the rooted in the cultural, social, and linguistic environment of the Sabah. The cultural relevance is the materials are all based on Sabah, drawing on the themes such as the traditional festivals, beliefs, legends, and the local landscapes. The aim is to create the meaningful and relatable learning experiences that allows learners to connect English language use with their cultural identity and everyday life. The curriculum alignment is reading. The content standard is 3.1, which is understand a variety of texts. The learning standards is 3.1.2, identify the specific details and information. 3.1.3, guess the meaning of unfamiliar words using context clues. While for the writing, the content standards is 4.1, communicate intelligibly through print digital media. 4.2, communicate with appropriate form, style, and language. And the learning standards is 4.1.5, connect and sequence the ideas in short text. Also, the last one is 4.2.3, which is draft 2 or more paragraphs and revise the based on feedback. The target learners is designed for Form 2 students from diverse cultural and multilingual backgrounds. Many learners that have a varying levels of English exposure, making a culturally grounded and accessible module important for supporting both the reading comprehension and the writing development. And so I am going to pass to the next presenter.
All right, thank you. Good day, sir. I'm Brittany, and I'll be continue presenting the justification report. This is basically about why we created this courseware. So this courseware is designed for learners that comes from diverse linguistic and cultural background. It takes into account their language need, cultural experiences, and access to the technology to ensure that materials that we have created in this courseware is relevant and accessible for any form in learning and teaching situation. So the first reason why we created this is in Sabah, many learners come from multilingual background, so they usually have a common language challenges in reading and writing, such as inaccuracies in grammars or direct translation that often arise from first language influence. So to support this, this courseware is include structured writing guides, sentence starters, and vocabulary, which is aimed to support the student to develop accuracy and confidence. So secondly, the materials that we use in this courseware is incorporate familiar cultural elements to support the student comprehension that we created within the Sabah best range. So when learners can relate the content to their own background knowledge, it will be easier for them to understand and engage with the lessons. So moving on, in terms of accessibility, this courseware is designed to function in both low technology and high technology environment, which is in Sabah. There's an area that the internet connection and technology accessibility is quite limited. So all the materials in this courseware are printable and usable offline version. And this courseware is it incorporates themes and topics that are generally appealing to learners that will make the activities more meaningful and enjoyable to the student. So we move on to the teacher's guide part. This module can be completed in 2 or 3 lessons that follow a simple sequence, which is the first one is pre-reading activity, which is a MCQ question. Teachers will introduce the topic using visual related to the legend and pre-teach key vocabulary, and this will help the student to connect to the text and build necessary background knowledge. So moving on to the activity 2, which is designed for while reading activity. And the activity is focuses on vocabulary crossword. So the student will complete a crossword using important vocabulary from the passage that we have provided in courseware. And this activity will strengthen the student word recognition and understanding with optional pair work or hints for support. And for activity 3, and this is also for while reading activity that focuses on comprehension question. The student will answer a mix of literal and inferential question to deepen their comprehension. And teachers may provide a sentence starter for learners who need help expressing their ideas. And the last activity is post-reading activity that focuses on writing tasks. The student will write a letter using a guided writing process. They brainstorm, draft, revise, and produce a final version, and reinforcing descriptive writing and cultural awareness. So overall, this is two ways learning, which is involving both teachers and the student. And that's all for teacher's guide. And I'll pass to the courseware presentation.
Okay. Good day to our lecturer. My name is Nara Shiken, so I'll be present for my part about our courseware. Alright, so in our report for the courseware is in the appendix R, which is this courseware contains titled Reading and Writing Through Local Culture. This appendix showcases all the teaching and learning materials we designed specifically for Form 2 students based on the Huminodon traditional story. In this courseware, you will find 4 structured activities that build students' reading and writing skills gradually. The first activity is a pre-reading MCQ class that helps students activate their prior knowledge about Sabah culture and the Huminodon legend. The second activity is vocabulary crossword, second activity, which reinforce key terms students will encounter in the text. The third activity consists of literal and inferential comprehension questions based on the story. Finally, activity 4. Activity 4. Okay. Activity 4 is a post-reading writing task where students write a letter to Huminodun, integrating creativity with structured writing practice. The courseware is fully designed to be printable and offline friendly. because it will be more acknowledging the limited internet accessibility in a many Sabah schools, which is the visuals, guided questions, and writing frames are used throughout to support learners with mixed proficiency levels. Overall, Appendix A demonstrates how our courseware brings together cultural context, language scaffolding, and KSSM reading writing standards in one complete learning module. So, I'll be moving on to the next appendix, which is Appendix B, our KSSM syllabus pages use. In this section includes the specific pages from the KSSM English language curriculum that guided the development of our courseware. These pages outline the content standards and learning standards related to both reading and writing skill for Form 2. For reading, okay, so let's be focused on reading. Okay. For reading, we focus on content standard 3.1, which is understand a variety of texts. Specifically, we align our materials with learning standards 3.1.2, which involves understanding specific details in longer text, and 3.1.3, which requires students to guess the meaning of unfamiliar words from context. So let's moving on for writing skills. Writing skills? Okay, thank you. For writing skills, we align our post-reading activities with content standards 4.1 and 4.2. These focus on communicating intelligibly and using appropriate language and style. Meaning here, the learning standards we applied include 4.1.5, which is sequencing ideas in a short text, and 4.2.3, which involves drafting at least 2 paragraphs and revising based on feedback. So, including the syllabus pages in Appendix B shows that every activity in our courseware is fully aligned with KSSF requirements and supports the intended learning outcomes for Form 2 students. So that's all for my part. I'll be moving to the next presenter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shikin. Now for the conclusion of this assignment. The overview on this courseware, it is developed by us, and it's designed for the students to provide the context of responsive English learning experience that aligns with the KSSM in English language curriculum. Now, to the purpose and the rationale of this courseware is to enhance the reading comprehension and writing skills using familiar cultural content. It also to support students in multilingual, low exposure environments through scaffolding tools such as guided questions, vocabulary support, and writing frames. And the last one is to ensure accessibility by making all materials printable and usable offline, especially for the rural area of schools with limited internet access. Now, the model structure of this courseware includes 4 culturally grounded activities based on the legend of the Huminodun. The pre-reading MCQ task, it activates the student's background knowledge. The second task, vocabulary crossword, it builds the understanding of the keywords from the text. The third task, which is while reading comprehension, it includes the literal and inferential questions. And the last activity, which is post-reading a creative writing task, the students write a meaningful letter inspired by the story. And so for the conclusion, reading and writing through local culture, it offers a meaningful, accessible, and culturally resonant literacy learning for Form 2 students. It not only strengthens the English skills, but also deepens students' appreciation for Sabah's heritage. That is all from us. Thank you.